Also, if this was supposed to be within the last 30 days, his words, not mine, why is he showing almost the entire year here? Hello. This is Down to Design, where I could critique, yes, nailed it, Dribbble designs. We aren't here to disrespect artists or their work, no matter how cringe-worthy it may be. Jokes, kinda. My background, I'm a creative technologist and UX designer, where I've worked for Capital One, ARP, and a couple other companies you've probably never heard of, making their dreams come true. You're welcome, companies. And we're here today looking at an SEO dashboard by the magnificent Muh Salmon. Since it's card-based, you get points for that, Mr. Muh. I love it. I see he's decided to go for both the top nav and the left navigation. I do love to see left navigation. I believe it's faster and more efficient for users to scan. And you might be thinking, oh, please back up this statement, Darrius. Well, no, I'm not getting paid to do this and to find sources for you. But I will elaborate. Items vertically aligned allows users to quickly scan, and typically they have, generally equal weight. Whereas the items on the top don't, because the leftmost item they carry more weight just because it's in your primary optical area. In this case, my only complaint would be that the placement of the user profile is on the top left as well. And unless the user's primary action is checking their profile, I'm gonna give this one a hard note. You missed analytics, and typically I'd give this a pass because I'm not a Nazi of grammar, and obviously. But I like designers to have their peers or random bystanders or fellow coffee loiterers give a quick critique before they immediately post something online. But let's just jump into the good stuff. The first dashboard component has a lot of color going on. That's really one of the first things that draw your eye. And I can actually already see where this is going. So before we jump into dashboards, let's identify what a dashboard should actually do. It should use data from the past to identify trends that can influence future decision making. Now, unfortunately, what we have on this first component is the worst kind of metric, and we call these vanity metrics. We love to look at them. They have big numbers that only increase in size over time, but essentially they just stroke our ego. The only thing I can think a user could potentially take from this component would possibly be whether to invest more resources into building their desktop, tablet, or mobile view based on the numbers from the last 30 days indicated here. If there was, say, a sale going on because it's an e-commerce site, was there a spike in the number of users who showed up? I'm not really getting any of that information here, so I'm gonna points off. Next component. Traffic history. I'm a negative point that one as well. But this component is better. It shows trends, which are basically what happens over time, as you can see. But let's dive a little bit deeper. Why does the user even want to know about traffic history? This isn't really showing how many minutes the user was on the page, what page they were even on, what were the total engagement or average engaged minutes. Also, if this was supposed to be within the last 30 days, his words, not mine, why is he showing almost the entire year here? There's not really consistency, so I would kind of call him out on this. It's also not showing page views. So even though it's showing traffic over a period of time, I don't know what page this user's on. I'm not really getting the full picture, because you also need engagement metrics to get that full picture of how well they're capturing their audience's attention, growth month over month, which is what I called at the beginning, that this was better because it's showing month over month. At least you can see a trend, and how traffic correlates to conversion. What should this story tell in improving decision making? So I give them a point, but I take 3 away. Next components. Session page views, bounce rates. I'm gonna say all of these are gonna get a nah from me. For sessions, there's session length, which tells how long a user spends on a page or in an app, and session interval, which shows the frequency in which you visit or open an app, and showing that a user went to your site by saying that there's 12.5K users. I'm gonna nod at that, because it's not really giving me anything I can use. It's just another vanity metric. Page views, as I stated earlier, need to be next to engagement. So we won't even review that. I kind of went over that in the traffic history component. Bounce rate isn't bad. It's the count of people that leave your website after landing on the first page without browsing around. So basically you do this every time you accidentally hit an ad and you're like, oh no, smash that close button. I mean, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. You do it every time. And conversions is just the percentage here, but like conversion of what? Visits, signups, purchases. Conversions are set goals. And as a user of this dashboard, I'm not sure what that goal should be. I'm gonna jump down to query analytics. It's kind of same mistake here. We know that 235 clicks, you can see right here, supposedly happened in the last 30 days, but there's no comparison to last month or the previous day. Improvement month over month or day over day or week over week, or an indicator of increase or decrease would have been nice. However, I won't dock points. That would have just been a nice to have. Let's see. Everything else looks pretty clean. The dark mode was a very nice touch, and that's good to add in the early stages. Engineers should be aware before they start development of dark mode, because retrofitting it into an application is the absolute worst. But all in all, I'd say this is a very pretty dashboard. I believe UI doesn't always have to worry about these nitty-gritty details as they're honing their craft as a visual designer. The right requirements and acceptance criteria will probably come from a UX designer, PO, or stakeholder. So definitely get a second opinion and try to catch the spelling if possible. I'm guilty of it too. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Down to Design. Remember to hit that like button and share with your friends. Bye.